Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 55 of the Social Liability Podcast. The podcast where I'm normally much chipper because we do this in the evening. Unfortunately, Buck decided to wake me up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. This is the podcast, where we do speak about those folks that violate the social contracts that we all agree to live by. I can't even get the intro right, Buck. What the hell?
Let me do the intro.
You do the intro. Just do
Yeah.
it over. Do it over. Go ahead.
Start now?
Yeah, start now.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Social Liability Podcast. You are joining us for episode 55 with your host, the Razgrees, and me, your very, awesome co-host, the Buck Grundle. So, we're changing it up today. I'm doing the intro, Razgrees, because I'm a bit of a dickhead and woke him up here at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning to do the podcast. Yay!
You know how much of a dickhead he is. He texts me and says we need to do the podcast now because I've got people coming into town and we have to do this now. So I said fine. I get up. I drag my ass to the kitchen. I get coffee and I sit down and I say okay, let's do this. I fire everything up. It is now 8:33. So we've been talking for about 5 or 6 minutes, and when he turns on the call, I get caregiver Katie yelling at me for having bad timing. Motherfucker, you texted me, then you started to start some shit, and now you're mad at me for cock blocking you? Fucker, you called me, okay?
Hey, bitch. All right. I didn't see a red receipt on the text messages I sent you, so I thought I was good for green. And I also said, no hurry. We just need to get it done before this time. I even said that. Now, it doesn't change the fact that it was a 2-text stream. So, the first text was definitely had a sense of urgency that did not need to be there. And that's probably the one that you saw. And then the one that was immediately after, the no hurry text, was probably just like, go fuck yourself, Buck.
So I feel no sympathy.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I think the only person that's really butthurt about it is caregiver Katie, and I'm going to have to suffer through that wrath later. There's nothing like blue balls happens for women.
Oh, yes.
But the problem is that their balls are not outside of their body like ours are. By the way, I'm not an ignorant wretch. Women don't have balls. I know that. I just said that for comedic purposes. Okay? Just making sure.
As long as you know that, we don't have a on-camera lesson.
I'd rather not.
Because I am sure that caregiver Katie and Sadar would be more than happy to come on here and educate you if that was the case.
That's why I did this little preamble. Or not a preamble, but that's why I did like the postscript on that one.
Disclaimer?
Yeah, the little disclaimer, because, yeah. But either way. So, we've got a plethora of stories from across the annals of the internet. And the highlights of this podcast are, we are two middle-aged men that like to bitch, gripe, and complain about the dregs of society that violate the contract that we all agree to, the social contract we all agree to live by. So, without further ado, I will ask myself how my own week has been since Raz is tired. How's your week been, Buck? Great. Except for the fact that yesterday was my birthday and I had fucking pink eye.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, dude. I gave myself pink eye.
Actually, I can see it now. I can see it.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you do?
Yeah, dude. Oh, okay.
Did you finally do what caregiver Katie said and shove your head up your own ass?
No, but close. No, I was transferring. I wasn't even transferring. I was just going out of my van through a parking lot, going to physical therapy, and my eye itched. And I was like, oh, well, I'll do it every other red-blooded American fucking person does, or global citizen for that matter, when their eye itches, and just stick my finger in there. Well, the problem is that I didn't scratch or itch my eye. What I ended up doing was itching the front of my brain. Went a little too far into my eye. Like I went through the eye, itched my brain, and scratched my eye or something, and it's It's just been horrible.
You know, now that I've seen it, you are quite painful to look at.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, like, I was gonna go to urgent care and get it all taken care of yesterday, and I was like, no, I am not doing
I don't
this.
think you have pink eye, dude. Pink eye doesn't manifest that quickly. You scratched a cornea or something.
Either way, caregiver Katie's got lots of medicated eye drops and stuff like that from previous eye injuries. So they're like prescription stuff, and it's getting better. And I'm not going to urgent care on my freaking birthday. Like that was the whole thing yesterday.
That was yesterday. This isn't your birthday today.
I know it's not my birthday, but I wanted to record this podcast as opposed to going to the freaking urgent care.
Well, don't you dare try to pull that card on me.
I'm not pulling any card. I'm absolutely outright falling on my own sword saying I am purposely like foregoing my own health on my own recognizance because I would rather do this. Like this is not
a podcast that we give away to the public for free. I want to remind people, for free.
Yeah.
We don't get paid for this.
No, we don't get paid for this, but I let me tell you something, man. I would rather be sitting in front of my awesome table doing my podcast with my awesome buddy Raz than sitting in a lame ass urgent care having somebody fuck with my eye. No.
Well,
if this thing starts to get pus or starts to turn like black or some shit like that, maybe then I'll go get it checked out. But right now, it's getting better. I don't want to dig it out with a spoon like I did yesterday.
Ooh, fun.
But either way, man.
Let's jump into our stories here. We got one from Vice.com. Speaking of your morning, Batman doesn't eat pussy. Did you know that? News of this decree from DC higher-ups has really ticked off the internet, including comic book writers who have worked on Batman properties. DC has finally confirmed what comic fans have suspected for decades. Batman doesn't eat pussy. Co-creators of the irrelevant Harley Quinn cartoon... yeah, that's what it says. Harley Quinn cartoon told Variety in an interview that DC has given them lots of creative freedom to push the envelope, but there are limits. One scene that DC specifically vetoed, according to the Harley Quinn co-creator Justin Halpern, was where Batman was going down on Catwoman. A perfect example is in the third season of Harley. We had a moment where Batman was going down on Catwoman, and DC was like, "You can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that." They're like, "Heroes don't do that." So we said, "Are you sure heroes are just selfish lovers?" They were like, "No, it's that we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy as if Batman's going down on someone." I like his retort. He's like, "What, you're saying that Batman's a dick?" It's not at all surprising that DC would object to a character that they're using in not one but two upcoming blockbuster films to not be portrayed in explicit sex acts. Nevertheless, the news of this decree from DC higher-ups has trickled to the internet, including comic book writers who have worked on Batman properties. I have read the comics since I could reach them down from the magazine shelf in my local grocery store, and DC's insistence that Bruce Wayne is only celibate for marketing reasons doesn't ring true to me, nor does it to too many Batman fans, who see this as a pretty accurate read on a guy who dresses up like a bat to fight crime, instead of dealing with the trauma of his parents' death. I don't think a person's comfortable enough with their own vulnerability to be giving... to be a giving lover, and apparently DC agrees.
Now let me tell you what, there is a slew of very talented artists across the globe right now that have taken this whole proclamation as a personal challenge, and I can't wait to see what Rule 34 comes out with next.
Oh, God, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Think about all the sexually repressed idiots out there who know how to use a pencil and they're just gonna take this and run with it. They're gonna put things on the internet that DC never even dreamed were possible. Like Batman's gonna be doing tentacle rape by the time we're done with this.
Well, no,
I'm telling you.
I'm just doing an image search real quick, and blammo. Basically,
Uh huh.
first image, Batman going down on Catwoman, and Laura Croft, and Wonder Woman, and, and
Yeah.
Harley Quinn looking at him saying, "What the fuck."
Yeah. Exactly. I bet you if we could actually like conjure up a personification of Bruce Wayne and just ask him, he'd be like, uh, like he'd probably just slap the shit out of me and be like, "What kind of man do you think I am? Of course I do that. Like, of course, like what do you? What, I am the billionaire philanthropist. The one thing I don't spend money on is that because I will do that. Like, ah, come on, man. What kind of chauvinistic, like, not even chauvinistic. I think I'm just using that word because I like the way it sounds. What kind of dickhead decision-making process, like, what old white turd is sitting at the head of the board table going, absolutely not. Like, what?
It's a funny joke, and we're having fun with it. But I can definitely see it from a marketing standpoint where you wouldn't want to have the prime character you're making money off of, have images like officially licensed images. On the flip side of that, they have sex scenes in Harley Quinn with Harley and Poison Ivy, so it's kind of like what is your line here? Because you're apparently okay.
Huh?
And I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden Harley Quinn's being portrayed as a hero. There's even a cartoon on Netflix that my boys were looking at the other day, and as they're scrolling through, and it's like all the DC girls, but they're like in like anime chibi form, and they're all the heroes and Harley Quinn. So it's like, wait a minute, she's a villain. She's a badass villain. But whatever. But I can definitely see if they didn't want to have, licensed stuff. I can get it. I understand it. They don't want to push too far with their IP. But I think that particular author is now going to be getting an earful for leaking this online.
I just, and I can see that perspective from the marketing point of view, but like you even said, man, why are they going to let Harley Quinn do it with Poison Ivy then? Isn't it like you said, there has to be a line there. And,
I don't know, because Harley Quinn's making a hell of a lot of money as an IP right now. I mean, every chick that wants to dress slutty is going to dress as Harley Quinn for Halloween. I mean,
yeah. And you know what though? I mean, at the end of the day, people just need to grow the fuck up a little bit. That's what it is. Batman's a grown ass man. If he wants to do a little muff diving, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that DC is really shooting themselves in the foot by having such a hard-nosed stance on it when they're even allowing Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn and somebody else to screw around. It's like, Harley Quinn can screw around with because Batman's too good for Harley Quinn. I can see them needing a line for marketing purposes, but they should have put the boundaries a little bit differently.
Yeah. Well, our next story comes out of Law Enforcement Today. I don't know how this one even popped up, but countless stores closing in San Francisco thanks to law that effectively legalizes shoplifting up to $950. Being reported out of San Francisco, brazen shoplifters in San Francisco have forced more than a dozen Walgreens stores to close over the last 5 years thanks to a law that legalizes shoplifting up to $950 worth of goods. The City Council passed Prop 47, which is the ordinance that prevents police officers from arresting or even stopping anyone who steals less than $950 worth of goods. Now, organized gangs of thieves gather together and run into a store in groups and grab everything and anything they can carry out of the store, knowing full well that the police nor the store owners can do anything to stop them. According to reports, authorities stated that criminal groups are responsible for the vast majority of the thefts, which are, of course, causing businesses millions of dollars in losses. District 11 Supervisor for CVS, Asha, Ahsha, Asha? Let's go with that. Asa Shafahi said in a statement, 80% of their loss is committed by organized and criminal activity. This, to me, is just shocking. Safari added, they will rob more than 1,000 to 2,000 worth of goods from each store, nearly 10 stores or more, in a single day. Reportedly, 17 Walgreens stores have closed over the last 5 years because of shoplifting. San Francisco has become one of the epicenters for organized retail crime in the United States, and the repeated closure of these stores hurt Walgreens and their neighbors. It impacts everyone, impacts seniors, impacts families, impacts small businesses in the area. It's bad all the way around. Safahi added that the theft is completely out of control and local residents are afraid to enter the stores because of roaming gangs roaming the aisles. This has been uncontrolled. Individuals are scared to enter the shops. Seniors, folks with disabilities, kids. It's simply taking place overtly. We aren't able to simply, as a metropolitan... God bless it. I hate when they have quotes because the people don't speak in a fluid manner, and it throws me off even worse than what I'm normally trying to read. We aren't able to simply, as a metropolitan, throw up our arms and say, well, this is okay. We have to provide you with options. Safahi called the police and the protesters to do a better job at protecting these businesses, like in a large bust in 2020 that uncovered $20 million in stolen products. It's not that nothing's being done, but certainly we need to do better. Law enforcement today reports that although shoplifting did decrease during the COVID-19 pandemic, police have also stated that shoplifting increases have been underreported and have becoming more violent and brazen. The story goes on quite a bit, but who in their right mind would make it so the police can't do anything under $950?
That's right. When you said that, I'm just thinking to myself, like, is there anything in the article that says something like for one day only? Is it like a shoplifting purge? Or is this something that's like a standing order, like $950 on every day that ends with the letter Y?
I think that's what it is. Let's see. San Francisco Prop 47.
That's...
Now, this is from a Wikipedia article, mind you, but Prop 47, also known as the ballot title Criminal Sentences, Misdemeanor Penalties, and Initiative Statutes, was a referendum passed by the voters in the state of California on November 4th, 2014. Dear God, this is old. The measure also referred to, as it supports, as Safe Neighborhoods and Safe Schools Act. But here's what it does. Crimes that are affected. Shoplifting where the value of stolen property stolen does not exceed $950. Grand theft where the value of stolen property does not exceed $950. All these are the same. Receiving stolen property, forgery, fraud, writing bad checks, and personal use of illegal drugs below a certain threshold of weight. Wow.
Is that like... I mean, why am I not moving to San Francisco, man? I can do $950 a day in theft. I can do $950 an instance in theft.
Well, the article may have been a little misleading because the measure's main effects were to convert many nonviolent offenses, such as drug and property offenses, from felonies to misdemeanors. Those include shoplifting, bad checks, yada, yada, yada. Now, it just might be that the measure is being put out by the council, not to do anything. But when you change something from a felony into a misdemeanor, then people aren't as the threat of punishment isn't nearly as high. So, I think the article may be a little misleading.
You know what? I appreciate you going and fact checking that, Raz. To be completely honest with you, this is a perfect example of of that. I can't remember what it's not security theater. It's
Well, security theater is a lot of things we do, but this is being reported by law enforcement today. So you're getting one perspective at it, and you're getting like an over dramatization of it. Now
that's what it is, an over dramatization. Yes.
Now, Is crime horrible in California? Yes. Is the way that they're handling their situation over there abhorrent? Yes. Is their homeless population exploding and they're doing absolutely nothing about it? Yes. I don't
Well,
have
it
any
doesn't
love.
matter. An earthquake's going to take the whole damn state away in the next couple of years, anyhow.
It'll still be a state. It'll just be an island. We've been saying that since we were kids, dude. We've all been waiting for the day California snaps off.
Oh, that's why I'm making a joke of it. It's like we're just preparing. It's gonna be like Escape from Los Angeles there soon. You remember that movie?
It was Escape from L.A., which was the sequel to Escape from New York, which was
from New York,
which was for all intents and purposes the same fucking movie.
You know what though? The first movie didn't have that epic basketball showdown with Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, didn't have the basketball showdown. You know, the only reason I saw that movie is because we had a black box in our house when that movie came out on pay-per-view, and I watched it probably a dozen times because it just was on repeat all day long. But you're right, it had an epic basketball scene, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Snake Plissken can play basketball."
Dude, man, I'm telling you. The same guy who played Tango and Cash, man. He was Cash. Or he might have been Tango. I can't remember which one.
Does it really matter? It was Kurt Russell, okay? Kurt Russell. He made a full court shot.
Yeah, man. Dude, Kurt Russell, man. Kurt Russell, it just shows you how much of a versatile actor he is. You know that he also played in The Fox and the Hound.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Who's out front of my house? I got a doorbell.
Seriously, man?
All right. Next up. Well, jeez, somebody's out here banging around. Anyway, so next is being reported by WISN ABC News 12. Woman accused of setting husband on fire over chicken wings. How's that for a headline? This is coming out of Milwaukee.
Wow.
Prosecutors say a Milwaukee woman admitted to setting her husband on fire last week because she thought he poisoned her chicken wings. Okay, so it's not actually over chicken wings. It's about she thought he was trying to kill her. So, but chicken wings sounds a lot better for a headline. I cannot pronounce this chick's first name. Tuhonsty. So we're just going to call her Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith, 29.
There we go.
Well, her last name is Smith. 29, was charged with arson, mayhem/domestic violence, abuse, and first-degree reckless endangering of safety. According to a criminal complaint, Mrs. Smith started eating chicken wings in the morning and thought her husband had poisoned them. She told police she waited until he was asleep and poured lighter fluid on his head while he slept and ignited it with a lighter. He suffered second and third-degree burns. According to the criminal complaint, Mrs. Smith told authorities she suffers from mental health issues. No shit. She appeared in court on Wednesday, and a judge ordered Smith to undergo a mental evaluation. If convicted, she faces up to 40 years in prison. Smith is scheduled back in court June 30th. I wish there would be more to that, but she said she's got mental health issues. No fucking shit, dude.
Oh, man. I think the only person who poisoned her chicken was, quite possibly was that Italian guy. I think his name is Sal. His last name is Manella. That might be the culprit, but I'm sure it wasn't your poor husband.
But man. I will say I do like her style. She got up in the morning and had chicken wings. Nothing like some good cold out of the refrigerator leftover chicken wings for breakfast. I'm gonna advocate for that. If you haven't tried it, you need to.
I love it. I love it.
I get so much shit from Sadar for eating cold meat. And
dude. Yeah, man. Like a leftover steak, you turn that shit into a sandwich the next day, dude.
Oh no! You know what I do? No. You take a leftover steak, you hack that sucker up, and you can make a freaking a good wrap with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Oh God. Hang on. I had to break out the button.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since you button slam me.
Yeah, I need to get a new soundboard over here. Get some really good ones on here because your daughter's like poo-pooed on my Florida Man theme song, so we stopped using that so much. But
now when we break it out, it's that much more special.
I guess. Okay, our next story. Woman arrested for killing and frying alleged cheating husband's penis with soybean oil. Yeah.
The healthy cannibal.
Which brings us to the title of this week's episode, Human, the Other White Meat.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
It's what it is. It's already on the screen right now. People are seeing that as we speak. A 33-year-old woman has been arrested by police for. I think it says arrested by police. No, she was arrested by Sal at the butcher shop. A 33-year-old woman has been arrested by police for allegedly killing her husband and cutting off his penis before frying it with soybean oil in a frying pan. Again, more stuff in a sentence that we don't need. Let's dissect this sentence before we go any further. A 33-year-old woman has been arrested. Okay, boom. Leave that right there. Comma. Take out by police for allegedly killing her husband. So we have a 33-year-old woman has been arrested for allegedly killing her husband and cutting off his penis before frying it. Period. With soybean oil in a frying pan. Unnecessary. Boom. We're down to just one line. Come on, people. I'm bad at English, and we all know that just by listening to me. You should know this. You are authors. You are somebody who's paid to do this. You are a journalist. One would think you at least have a concept of the English language. Or do you have a certain word count you need to reach, not what you're trying to do here? Police officers arrived at the couple's neighborhood in Santa Carnita and found the victim's lifeless, naked, and mutilated body inside their home. Deceased was reportedly identified only by his first name, Andre. The kitchen knife believed to have been used by the suspect to commit the crime was retrieved from the scene. The suspect has been charged with murder and corpse desecration. Reports say that before the bloody incident, the couple were together for 10 years and had been separated for 2 years, but continued to see each other sometimes. Jeez. It is further reported that they had an 8-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. They also reported they ran a pizzeria together. Jeez, that's an amicable breakup. They had been reported to have argued on the night of the incident after they had gone out to a snack bar. What the hell's a snack bar? Carla Policarpo, the suspect's lawyer, has alleged that Andre had threatened the suspect and she killed him in self-defense. He did not accept the end of the relationship and said if she could not be with him, she could not be with anyone, the lawyer claimed. Meanwhile, the deceased sister, Andrea Santos, debunked the claim, saying the suspect killed her brother in revenge for him cheating on her. And that is the end of the story. Are you freaking serious? They're not going to even go into any details over the fact that she cut off his fucking dick and fried it in a frying pan? It's just in the headline. That's it. It is just in the freaking headline. Thank you, Pulse.com, you freaking substandard hacks.
I'm telling you what, man. I sent you articles from the place where all the rejects from journalism school apparently get hired. Like, what in the ever-loving crap? Oh, you're going to put something like that in a headline and not even elaborate on it? Like, that's all the sizzle you're going to put on that steak. That is just
Can we not talk about sizzling steak right now? I mean, come on. But seriously, I mean, there's like no mention of it at all. There's even pictures of the two together, and there's like captions. Woman arrested for killing and frying alleged cheating husband's penis with soybean oil. And they're like very specific that it was soybean oil. They wanted to make damn sure you knew it wasn't vegetable oil. What the hell?
I was expecting something in the article about like, why did you pick soybean oil over canola or olive? You know, was soybean the only oil available in the cabinet? You run a pizzeria, you know, like, you telling me that in your own kitchen you only have soybean oil? Why did you pick that? Like, I want to know. Like, that's really like, I was really curious about that. Like, why soybean oil? Like,
The fact that she cooked it and fried it up, I thought she ate it too. Just I thought she fucking. I thought we were going to have multiple stories of cannibalism because, yes, folks, there are more stories. I didn't just pick the name human, the other white meat for one story. No. We're going to continue down this rabbit hole of social liabilities.
I really was expecting her to like cut it off, fry it in soybean oil, and then make them eat it before she killed them.
Oh God!
Like, well, no, and I mean, like, it
the
even
fuck is
said
wrong
in the
with
article,
who hurt you, man? Who hurt you?
Lots of people. No, but I mean, like, and it said that she's charged with corpse desecration. That means she cut it off after she killed him.
Yeah.
Like, this is. I know that's really fucked up that I put that together just from this little piece of information, but like, I got no other choice because
if it was you, would you prefer she do it while you were alive?
Listen, man, if I'm gonna be cutting off somebody's wang, they're gonna know it. like you will see that before you go.
Yeah, I think I think her whole self-defense claim is going out the window after she cut his fucking dick off and cooked it. I think it's pretty apparent what happened here. And I think the jury's probably going to see it the same way.
I don't know, man. It might hold water just based on what I was just saying. Like, anybody who would do that and like, I can't say sane person because you've got to be like, cheese has slipped off your cracker if you're going to be cutting your husband up or whatever.
If you're cutting wangs off.
But I mean, like, a crazy person would definitely do it after. Because if you were doing it out of revenge, you'd want the person to know that they were getting like served their just desserts. That's why I was expecting like, and then she fed it to him as he screamed in pain, over the loss of his wang. She made him chew every bite before she killed him. Like, that would have been great in the article, but no, it just leaves us on that cliffhanger.
Oh God. I'm trying to find a better article on this, and I found a website that has a picture of the corpse. It's pixelated, but oh my God!
Oh, so what do you say, man? Is the mental health defense gonna hold up?
This one, she didn't give a mental health defense. She's claiming self-defense on this one.
Okay.
The other chick was claiming self-defense.
Oh, the other chick was a Fruit Loop. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm confused now. She is claiming self-defense. Yeah. The other one was claiming mental health. The one that set her husband on fire was claiming mental health. This one is claiming self-defense.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So she got him, huh?
Well, she got him good. Okay, moving on. Okay, this next report, sorry I had to cough there, is being reported by The Independent. A Dublin woman to face trial accused of having sex with Rottweiler dog. You heard that right.
Yeah, it sounds like a howl of a good time.
Oh my God. A 29-year-old Dublin woman is to face trial accused of having sex with a Rottweiler dog. Can we? It says this repeat. I can see it in the article now. Rottweiler dog. Is there any other kind of Rottweiler?
No.
So from now on, I'm dropping.
Yeah.
I'm dropping the dog. Just so I'm not going to read the article verbatim. Okay.
You're going to take a little creative liberty there.
Full disclosure. A 29-year-old woman is accused of having sex with a Rottweiler. Interim report restrictions preventing the media from identifying the accused were imposed as when the bestiality case became before the Dublin District Court on today. The woman is accused of a single offense contrary to Section 61 of the 1861 Offense Against the Person Act. Well, thank you for clarifying that, Independent. The charge stated is it is alleged she committed an act of buggery with an animal, a mixed breed dog, which was part Rottweiler, because, that's relevant to the case. It allegedly happened at her home address on a date in December of 2019. Directions from the Director of Public Prosecutions were obtained, and within the last month, she was charged. She was granted a station bail, and the case had its first listening at the district court today. She did not have to attend the hearing due to COVID-19 restrictions in court, but she had instructed a solicitor to be in court. Evidence of her arrest and reply to the charges were furnished to the court in a document. None of the facts of the allegation were given during the brief hearing. Judge Teresa Kelly was told that the DPP was directed trial for the indictment. This means the case is going to be sent to the circuit court, which has a wider sentencing power. Judge Kelly adjourned the case until a date in September for the prosecution to complete a book of evidence that must be served on the accused before she can be returned for trial. They're going to have pictures or something. I don't know. Defense solicitors on consent to the state have been given extra time to complete the book of evidence. Mr. Collier had applied for report restrictions to be imposed. He concluded his client was not necessarily entitled to that protection, but he contended the publication of her name could bring about difficulties. The nature of the charge and the revulsion it might receive from the media attention might affect future proceedings, he argued. He submitted that this could be prejudicial to her right to a fair trial. No shit. Although there are no legislative provisions, the court had discretion to impose reporting restrictions. He cited a High Court and Supreme Court ruling citing how courts had common law jurisdiction to impose reporting restrictions where there was no legislation provided in the act, under which a prosecution was brought. It goes on and on about basically the rules of court in freaking Dublin, apparently. But they're literally charging someone with buggery still. That's kind of like,
now,
wow.
I just want to know, where the hell was this guy when the last story came through? Like, he's giving us all the details. Like, there are not a lot of unanswered questions here. But this guy, the last article, whatever. Let's just focus on this one.
Well,
lady's disgusting.
So they put out a privacy order, basically, which is something that's unique to their court system, I guess, where they can say, reporting restrictions are in effect, and they won't release any public information until after the trial, I would assume. But, so there's really not a whole lot to say about the trial, but then the authors goes, well, we need something, so we got to get that word count up. So they go on and on about the restrictions on the media in a media article. So I think it's kind of big brain right there if you're the author.
Yeah. I mean, either way, man. Lady having sex with a dog. Yep.
Come on, you got a joke. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes.
No, I really didn't.
Oh, okay.
How? The only thing you can see in my eye is the infected pustulating module that is my eyeball.
Do you remember the guy we had when you and I were still working in the correction system? The guy that fucked the turkey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So there was one of the places the inmates tended to work at was a turkey plant where they brought in truckloads of turkeys, and I'll tell you this, that was a horrific thing to see when I walked through that plant. But there was an inmate that had some issues, and he got caught fucking a turkey.
Yeah, that's, there was definitely some foul play involved in that. But, let's focus on the lady here who is obviously barking up the wrong tree.
This is being reported by ABC Washington, Channel 4. Homeowners Association bans boys from pool for years after role in vandalism. Okay, I've actually read this one because I have a real issue with HOAs. So Buck, I'm interested to see what your take is on this. I'm going to keep my opinion to myself until we get to the end. The Kingsbrook HOA in Bristol issued a no trespass order for the boys' role in damaging a little library box in October. Do you know what a little library is? I think you're muted there, buddy.
No,
Okay.
no, I am not. I am not familiar with what a little library is.
So essentially, somebody will build a box, that's about the size of, maybe an air conditioning, like a window air conditioning unit, and it's just on the edge of their property somewhere along the sidewalk, and it'll have like a clear plastic door in the front, and they'll just throw old books in there. And the concept is you put your books in there, and you walk by. If you see something you want to read, you take it and you go read it. It's just a thing for communities to do. It's a little fun thing. The boys, who were 11 and 13 at the time, were with a third child who punched the library door and broke it. The books were also tossed into the woods. Police were called, but no charges were filed. John Gabois, Gadbois, Gadbois, we're just calling him John, said that his sons were grounded for 3 weeks and wrote a letter of apology. Both families said they hoped the boys could do some kind of community service to make amends. We agree that the kids should have to do community service in our neighborhood, said Joni Blue, mother of one of the boys. Instead, the HOA board issued a no trespass order in November. John's son, who has been on the swim team since he was 4, is barred from the Kingsbrook pool in public areas until at least May of 2022. The other boy is barred until his 18th birthday. Imagine 7 years of your life where you can't go to the pool, you can't go to the park. Blue said it's very difficult and it's going to be a hard summer. The family asked that the board to reconsider its decision, but after a recent meeting learned that the board is standing by its original penalties. I don't think the HOA should have that much authority. I don't think they should be the judge, jury, and executioner. I don't think that's their job. The HOA issued a statement saying the association board of directors is responsible for maintaining and preserving association property for the benefit of all members and residents. The board is charged with the responsibility to take all necessary and appropriate action to preserve the association interests, mindful of all association members' rights and responsibilities. The boys' parents are exploring legal action. Both families were also charged $125 for the damage to the books and the library. What do you think of that, Buck?
Okay. I can see making them pay restitution for the damaged property. I can see the barring of use of the facilities for a finite period of time, but years? No. Maybe months, maybe even just for this summer. Like, I could see them going that extreme. I could, and I would jump on board. I'd buy into that. But this is till 2020.
No.
Little library.
No. One of the boys.
The one kid's till 2022, and then the other one's till he's 18 years old. 7 fucking years? Are you shitting me? Like, what do we have in this little library?
5 years, but still.
Well, still, what was in there, man? The Dead Sea Scrolls?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and here's
like what?
Here's the thing. I have a huge problem with schools overreaching when it comes to locus parentis, and I have a big problem with HOAs thinking that they're freaking gods. So if you live in an area that has an HOA and you're paying HOA dues, you're paying for the privileges that come with the HOA. So you're paying for access to that pool. You're paying for maintenance of that pool. You're paying for all that already. And now you're saying that this family who's paying for that's not going to be able to enjoy that, which, fine, I understand there had to be a penalty for children. But when somebody commits a crime and they're simply sentenced to restitution, I have a problem with that. Because they're just making the person whole and there's no real punishment for the crime other than they're repairing what they did. So there has to be a punishment. But the HOA did not file charges. If it was even the HOAs, it probably was a homeowners, but let's just say it was the HOAs. They didn't file charges with the police. So, no crime happened. No crime is on the books then because you didn't bother to file charges. So now you're going to say, well, you can't use the pool, which had nothing to do with the library, for 5 years, or any of the other, other facilities. There's probably like a day room. There's probably other things available. In these higher scale HOAs, there's usually more than one common area, and you're saying nope, you can't use those until you're 18 years old.
What is that?
So are they going to refund this family their HOA dues then? I don't think so.
Nope. As a matter of fact, they'll probably continue charging them.
Now, do you really think this is the on the flip side of this? Do you really think this is the boys' first time vandalizing anything? Probably not. They're probably little hellraisers. They're probably little freaking hellraisers. We're probably not hearing the crux of the story that they're just getting tired of these two little shits running roughshod over the neighborhood. But if that's the case, you let the police do that. You file the charges and go that route. But I think this is a bit of an overreach, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a gross misuse of power that doesn't even exist. To be quite honest with you, what kind of fucking authority do you have? I bought this house. Like, what are you going to do if I don't follow your rules? Go to hell.
You go to hell. Okay. Let's go on to the main event of the evening at 9:30 in the morning. This is being reported by Complex.com. Spanish man sentenced to 15 years in prison for killing and eating his mother. Yeah.
This better not end on a frickin' cliffhanger like that one article did.
I hear you. On Wednesday, 20-year-old Spanish man Alberto Sanchez Gomez was sentenced to 15 years behind bars for killing and then eating his mother in 2019, reports the BBC. Gomez was arrested in February of 2019 after authorities discovered human body parts in and around his mother's apartment in Madrid. Per a report from the British tabloid The Sun back in April, Gomez allegedly cut his mother, Maria Soledad Gomez, into 1,000 pieces and proceeded to eat the body parts while also feeding some of them to his pet dog. He will serve 15 years in prison for the murder and 5 months for the desecration of a corpse. In addition to his time behind bars, he has been ordered to pay 60,000 euros, which is roughly 72,000 US, to his brother. Police investigated the mother's property after a friend voiced concern, and when they showed up, Alberto allegedly told them, "Yes, my mother is in here dead." In court, Gomez admitted to strangling his mother following an argument. The accused then transferred his mother's body to the bedroom and put it on the bed with the aim of making her body disappear. To do that, he cut her up using a carpenter's saw and 2 kitchen knives. The indictment read at the trial. Once he had cut up her body, he would eat bits of it from time to time over a period of around a fortnight, putting some of the parts of her body in a Tupperware container and around the apartment and in the fridge, throwing others away in plastic bags. Authorities indicted Gomez previously, as he had had run-ins with police due to violent behavior targeted at his mother, and claimed he heard voices prior to murdering her. Holy crap. Yeah, I would think that would be a mental health defense, but god damn. Speak, Bob.
I don't know if I would ever feel comfortable eating leftovers out of that man's fridge.
As well you shouldn't.
Like, anybody who has ever called themselves a friend of his needs to seriously reevaluate a lot of their life choices.
Just a few of them, I would think. Oh, my lordy lordy.
No, that wasn't really teriyaki beef. No.
Jesus Christ. All right.
I was questionable about the protein source of this meal before, but now I'm simply appalled.
Yeah, well, I think I'd be a little bit more than appalled. I think I might be sick, but... And, mad human disease is actually a thing, so maybe he was crazy before, maybe he's crazy now. Who knows?
I really believe that, man. Mad human disease, dude.
No, it actually is a thing. It is a thing.
There's a tribe. There's a tribe of people down in the Amazon, okay, and they're cannibals. And here's what they do for fun. Okay?
For fun.
One dude stands. Yeah, this is a recreational activity. These troglodytes down there who do nothing but eat other people. All right, this is one tribe, legit group of people, not even fucking fabricating this. All right, one dude will stand in front of another dude, both holding big ass fucking sticks. Okay, now before they use these sticks, prior to squaring up in front of anybody with a stick, these two guys will engage in taking a drug that is inserted into like a big hollow stick, and it's got two little tendrils in it that go up one guy's nose, and the other one's where you blow the dust through. So they put this dust in there and they blow it up the stick into the other guy's nose, and it produces like this massive amount of mucus. And so after they're both all hopped up on this shit, they square off in front of each other with a big ass stick, and then they take turns. They don't just like melee the fuck out, man. They take turns, one after the other, of hitting each other over the top of the head as hard as they can. Okay? And the winner is the one who doesn't die or it doesn't get knocked out. Like the first person to lose consciousness, who cannot like reciprocate the blow, is the loser. And this drug, man, like I don't know what the hell it is. I mean, like I really don't. I don't know what they're putting up there, but it must be like PCP. And they just beat each other over the fucking head, and it's like brutal. Never actually witnessed it. I've only heard stories. But like, man, sounds
and then they eat said loser, huh?
Yeah. And then the person now we know it's for dinner.
Well, okay. The concept behind like mad cow disease is from cows being fed beef. There's enzymes in human, for example, that there's certain people out there that could eat human every day and have no effects. There's other people that after being exposed to that enzyme that they're ingesting over a period of time, that will affect their brain and they go. So it's the same concept. I don't know why I'm bringing this up. It's one of those nuggets of useless information that I bestow upon Buck on a weekly basis. I don't know why. So let's just leave it at that.
Well, I'm thoroughly entertained, and I appreciate the little factoid. Right.
So, Buck, I realize your birthday festivities are continuing on into today, so that's why we're recording so early. You have any big plans for the weekend?
Well, I got my brothers coming up. 3 of my 6 brothers are coming down. They're going to visit me from Pennsylvania. They'll be here at around 2. My neighbor, his younger daughter, his second youngest daughter, is having a birthday today. So I would like to personally like go down there and kind of like
and scare them with your eye?
No, man. I want to steal some fucking cake. Like, let's just not even put a label on it, man. Like, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to Tiny Tim my way into some fucking birthday pastry, and I'm going to use my wheelchair and my own birthday as my leverage to get a piece of this 4-year-old's cake. But it's going to be delicious.
It's a confectionery, not a pastry.
I don't care what it is. It's something that I do without shame, and that's going to be great.
Well, I'm glad that you're going to have a good time, and happy birthday, and enjoy the shirt that you thought that your sister-in-law got you, but reality came from me.
That just makes it funnier. Like now we have an awesome story to go along with the shirt.
Okay, folks, that being said, thank you for listening. You can catch us each and every week. Make sure you subscribe. Write a review. Hell, that helps us a lot, too. And the only thing we ask is that you tell a friend and pay attention. It doesn't cost you anything to do either of those. You can follow us on our YouTube channel. If you just look for the Social Liability Podcast, you'll be sure to find us. You just look for the channel called The Mount Moon Crew. And we look forward to talking to you again next week. That being said, I'm the Razgreaves with my co-host, the Buck Grundle, wishing you a great and hopefully cool week, because goddamn, is it hot. Later.